Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulusleaves.
I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love.
Today's video is going to be a little bit spontaneous. I really don't have a plan for what I'm going to talk about in this video, other than the fact that I want to talk about the houseplant community, because honestly, that's what my channel has sort of turned into. I've just been trying to communicate with you guys about how I'm feeling about houseplants and what is going on in the community and different trends. And I want to talk about why I haven't been buying plants much. I know I've talked to you guys a little bit in the past about the fact that I have been dealing with different health issues and I haven't been really available emotionally, physically available to take care of so many plants, and that's why my collection is a little bit smaller now. But there have been a few new reasons that have popped into play here that I want to talk to you guys about, and it has a lot to do with the fact that people aren't really buying houseplants so much anymore, and it's definitely affected the market somewhat negatively for those who don't want to spend a ton of money on plants. Hopefully what I said there made a little bit of sense, but before we do get into today's video, if you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, definitely click that red button down below. Also give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it and you want to see more content like this. And also, if you'd like to join an awesome little private Discord group chat where you get to know me a little bit more personally, and you also gain access to extra videos and live streams, definitely go check out the join button down below. And if you don't see it, there's also a link down in the description that you can check out. So yeah, that's basically it before I start chatting about the houseplant community. But let's get straight on into it. Let's bring you guys on in here, not that close. So in the last little bit, we've definitely seen a shift in the houseplant community, and it's definitely not a negative thing, but there have been far less people trading houseplants. And if you don't know me and you haven't really watched my channel much before, trading was the way that I collected about 50% of my houseplants in the beginning, and about 100% of my houseplants in the last year. I think over the course of this year, I have purchased maybe 5 houseplants, and it's really just because I haven't been financially able to purchase a lot of houseplants that I've been interested in. A lot of the houseplants that I wanted in the beginning of the year were really expensive houseplants, and I just am trying to save my money because I'm at the point in my life where I'm either trying to buy a house or I'm going to rent for the rest of my life, and I really don't want to rent a house for the rest of my life. So yeah, I decided I was going to save a little bit harder and just dive into some new hobbies. As you guys know, I got into golf a lot this summer, so I spent some money there. But yeah, it's just been really difficult to spend money on houseplants when I know that I should be saving for a house. And that's all fine and dandy. I still planned on making trades with people because trading is a super fun way to buy plants or to get plants without spending any money. The problem now is, for some reason, the market has changed so much. People aren't buying houseplants and they're not trading houseplants. I don't know if everyone's just kind of in that slump, and I know it's not everyone because there are a lot of you guys who are watching my videos and are still super interested in trading and buying plants. But for the people who started in the community around the same time as I did, there are a lot less trades happening for some reason. I don't know the reasoning for this, but last year I was able to trade for hundreds of beautiful plants, including this boy who's pretty sad right now just because of the few different things that have happened. I'll actually show you right now. We have this beautiful brand new leaf that's coming in and it's looking pretty good. I think there's a slight rip in it, but nothing too severe. I think it's still gonna turn out really nice. But anyways, last year I was able to trade for so many cool plants, and even though I still have a lot of cool plants that I'm willing to trade, nobody is interested in either purchasing so that I can purchase another plant or trading with me. I have a lot of anthuriums that I'm not super into, and I think a lot of people are feeling that anthuriums are just not cutting it for them. They're really, really pretty, but they are also difficult to take care of long term. So I think people, now that they've had them more long term, have noticed that they're not, you know, super sustainable if you're not taking care of them 24/7. So while I'm trying to maybe trade off some of my anthuriums, people are also trying to trade off their anthuriums, and no one's looking for anthuriums. So it's just odd. I don't know exactly why trades aren't happening, because it doesn't involve any money at all. I do understand that people can't afford to buy plants right now, because I'm in the same boat, but I don't completely understand why trades aren't happening. So yeah, that's kind of all of the blabbing that I wanted to do about that. I don't really know what's going on. If you have any insight as to what's happening, let me know down below. I would love to hear from you, but just speculating, I think that there are a lot of people who are just content with their houseplant collections and don't want to cut anything. They want to grow more lush, full plants rather than having lots of random, expensive, small plants. Yeah, I think that people just want bushier, fuller, more beautiful plants rather than expensive ones. So that is my prediction, but you guys let me know what you think is going on. Now I want to show you guys some plants that I am hoping to trade or sell. I should trade though, because if I sell plants, I feel like I'm just going to end up, you know, buying something else other than a plant. And instead of doing that, I really do feel like I want to get some new plants and make myself happy in that way, and continue just getting new plants from my old plants rather than buying random stuff and having, again, no more money for plants. So let me show you all of these plants. If you're interested in trading with me, definitely send me an Instagram message. I would love to do a trade, but remember, I am in Ontario. I can't ship to the United States, and I would prefer not to ship at all. So if you're in the GTA, that would be ideal. You let me know. Let's get on into the plants that I want to trade. So I don't think that I want to trade any of the plants in my living room. I'm really enjoying having them in here, and most of these plants are in here to kind of make a statement rather than be like cool rare plants, if you know what I mean. My silver sword there definitely needs some water, so ignore that. But for the most part, these plants up here are just there to look pretty and fill and greenify my space. So there are some plants in the kitchen that I want to show you guys. I've been propagating these for a little while now, and I feel like they're ready to go. Not this one. This one is not looking so great. It has roots. This here is an Alocasia scalprum, and it just kind of died a bit, but it is coming back. That new leaf looks pretty good. And again, there are roots, so I'll just keep this one in here until it grows some nice new leaves. This sport variegated monstera though is definitely ready to go and be traded off. As you can see, it is a much less variegated monstera than my mother plant. It was a cutting from my mother plant, but it doesn't have that same amazing variegation, but we do have some amazing roots, and this is a top cutting, so it will continue to grow right away. You don't have to wait for, you know, the node to activate. But with this plant in the past, I have had leaves come out almost green, and then the new leaf will come out almost completely variegated. So it is hard to say with this one what it's going to turn out to be, but I would take a gamble on it for a trade, you know what I mean? And again, really great roots on this one. So let me know if you're interested in trading for this or buying it. I don't think you can really see the variegation that well on camera. Let me know if you can, but it is there for sure. So that is one that I'm definitely looking to get rid of for another plant. And then I also have this beautiful little Syngonium wendlandii cutting that's doing super well. I think it put out a new leaf while it was in the propagation jar, and it does have some really great roots too. This one I would maybe keep in some water for a little bit longer, but it could definitely go into sphagnum moss or soil. Really, it is ready. It would just have to go into a smaller pot. But if you have any sort of uncommon, not super obviously rare Syngoniums, let me know. I'd love to trade for a variety that I don't already have. And then the other propagation in here is not ready. I, by accident, left it with not enough water in the jar. So these leaves are totally curled up, but this is my Syndapsis Silver Hero here. And there are some little nubs for roots growing, but I definitely wouldn't want to get rid of this one yet because, you know, I'm not sure that it's going to 100% thrive. It will definitely survive and root eventually, but I want to make sure that it is rooted before I give it to one of you guys. And then lastly, I have my little perlite propagation box that I just keep on the windowsill. It is pretty chilly though, so I may have to move this to a warmer area. I may actually put this on a heat vent in front of a window. That actually might be a really good spot for it, just kind of to act as a heat mat. But in here we have some Syndapsis Silver Hero, some, what is it, Syngonium albo, and then this here is my, what is this? It's a Philodendron Splendid, but I don't have any other pieces of this, so this is going to be my Splendid there. But yeah, these are kind of just hanging out, rooting away. They haven't grown new growths yet, but that will come with time. So yeah, let's maybe move this over to the heat vent area. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this on the little heat radiator kind of vent thing, and the window's just right here, so it will get a good amount of light and then also that nice heat from below to promote root growth. I don't think there's anything in the cabinet that I want to trade at the moment, so yeah, I think that's kind of it for what I plan to get rid of. My Philodendron Gloriosum is almost ready to be propagated. There is actually a baby little growth. Sorry, it's so dark, but there is a baby growth there that I want to try to separate. I'm going to have to repot it though if I want to see that, I think, or I'll have to just dig into the pot because the growth is coming from underneath the soil. So there must have been a little offshoot that kind of shot out from underneath. But in terms of the spider mites that were on this plant, it does seem to be completely treated. I will definitely give it a little hose off with some spray sometime soon to make sure that, you know, nothing creeped back on in there, but it is looking much better. I had to turn off the grow lights because it was kind of growing in a funky, weird way. So hopefully the leaves kind of reorient themselves in a pretty way now that the lights are off and it's just getting the light from the window there. So yeah, we'll have to see about that one. Well guys, this was definitely an interesting video for me. I hope it was for you. Honestly, I just don't really know what I'm gonna do with all of these plants that I don't really want. And I hope that someone will trade with me before, you know, they just go on and die. So if you guys did enjoy today's video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and join as a member if you want to gain access to some extra content. But that is going to be it. Trade with me, please. And I will see you in the next video. Sorry it was a short one, but yeah. Bye guys.